welcome back to the WakeMan channel. All right, so changing it up a little bit from the episodes I've been doing. I've been doing the What Would WakeMan Do episodes, which I think have been okay. I wasn't sure how those would be received, but based on how my videos have been going over the last year, they're kind of doing okay. I'm gonna keep doing those for a while, but I figured it'd be fun to interject a different style of video, because I just received my sort of off-season sort of product grab of stuff that I kind of typically wait for good deals on, things that wear out, things that I need new, and something special that I've been waiting on for a while. You can see that I've got my foil here. So a little hint, an obvious hint at one of the new things that I got, because this is my foil I've been using for about 3 years now, 2 or 3 years. But I got some other fun stuff too. So I'm gonna start with those things. You can see I have my coat on because it's like 45 degrees in the garage right now. I think it's like 30 degrees outside right now, because it is December right now, early December. So the first thing I got was a new wetsuit, which I'm not really going to go into too much detail on it, because it's pretty much the same wetsuit I've been getting for a while. But it is another 4.3 chest zip Vissla. That's the brand there. So I've actually, I think this might be the 4th Vissla wetsuit I've owned. I've been pretty happy with it. I mean, there's definitely probably higher end wetsuits out there, but they're much more money, probably double the cost that I paid for this one. So I paid $175 for this, which is a pretty good deal. I think I paid $220 or $250 for the last one I got. And this is just called the Covert, because it doesn't really hardly have any logos on it anywhere. So I think the only one on it is right here, which I like. I like the fact that it's not just like splashed with different things. And I love how you can get different wetsuits this way from different companies, but I like how it doesn't have the I think it's like the waxed guard right here, for like if you're surfing, you don't get wax that sticks to it. But I never wax anything, so I don't like having that. So anyways, that's one thing I got. It's always nice to get, I usually get a new wetsuit every couple of years because I use them a lot, and you tend to wear out the seams, so water leaks in, and the more water can leak in, the less effective it is. I usually, when I go out and surf next to the ice in March or April, it's best if I do that with a brand new wetsuit, so that not much water leaks in. So that's my wetsuit. So the next thing I'll show you, got it right here. I got a new vest. So I've been pretty happy with my wake vests, which this would be a comp vest. Over the last few years, I've been getting the Liquid Force Z cardigans. They fit me really well. In fact, I think I got my old one right here. I'll show you. So this is my last one, which I've been pretty happy with, and it's pretty much the same as far as layout. The pads are thicker and more fitted, which I like, because it's pretty common for this one of these back ones to get folded up after a lot of use, which I think happens because this starts to get looser, but this feels like it's much more filled out, so I like that. But I've been pretty happy with this. My one before this was pretty similar. I did have to fix the zipper on this one, but I've used this for 3 seasons, and it's still in good shape. So been very happy with them. So anyways, I decided to get a new one. You can see it's got like this, it's like dark blue with this like, I don't know, ice or water kind of look. So I like it. It's pretty nice. You probably want to see me put it on. I'll do that really quick. It's gonna be cold for a second, that's all right. Now, it's not necessarily suggested that you wear comp vests. They're made for competitions because you don't want it, they don't have the proper amount of float to be safe if you were like knocked unconscious. Now you noticed it was pretty tight on me. That's how you want it to be. You want it to be like to where it feels like it's too tight just by a bit, because then it stays on good and doesn't ride up too much. So yeah, there's what it looks like. But anyways, yeah, you don't want to, it's not suggested that you do comp vests, but I do it anyways because I like how they fit and I like how they feel. Other vests, Coast Guard approved vests, typically ride up on me, and they usually give me like, funny to say, but they give me like nipple chafe, where these ones, they stay put more, they stay put better, so they don't do that. But anyways, yeah, it's suggested that you use a CGA life jacket, a Coast Guard approved jacket, because if you were to get knocked unconscious, you would float properly, so you wouldn't die. So just an FYI. Yeah, I use a comp vest and have been for a long time. It's something that my wife gets on my case about here and there. I'm gonna quickly put these away here, and I'm just gonna keep this in the sack until I use it. Keep it fresh. All right, so the next thing I got is new boots. I typically I alternate my wakeboard, getting a new wakeboard with getting new boots. I do it every other year. I get new boots, and the opposing year I get a new wakeboard. So I got a new wakeboard beginning or middle-ish of this season. Normally I would have gotten it this time last year, but I was working on the shop and I just spent a lot of money there and just didn't have time to even think about it. Plus, there weren't really good deals last year, and I found a good deal right in the middle of the summer because they were about to come out with a new line. So anyways, it's not so necessary with boards. I just like to do it with boards. The boards typically last a long time, but I just like to upgrade every so often. That's kind of more of a want as opposed to a need. Boots are more necessary to me. I typically, if I try to ride a set of boots for more than 2 seasons, I typically blow them out because I'm using them a lot. I wakeboard a lot, and I'm also typically trying tricks and wrecking a lot. So it tends to kind of pull and bind on them in weird ways, and eventually something starts failing on it. In fact, I have my other boots right here, and maybe I can show you before I show you these. So these are my previous bindings. And I liked them a lot. They worked really well. I always get the Ronix 1 boots, or I like Ronix in general for boots. I've been stuck on the Ronix 1 board as well. Like, this is a 1 board. You can see I've got 4 other 1 boards I've gone through right there. So I like them, but the boots typically fail. So I can see right here where it's coming apart. There's like, it's supposed to stay like this. For example, I'll show you this side. And then if you look at that side, you see where it's coming apart right there. Now, could I keep using those boots for another season? I might be able to, in at least most of the season. But there's a good chance that something more will break and I blow out on them. I've had the base detach on some boots before, and what I don't like happening is that if that happens in the middle of the summer, then I have to, well, back then I had to race and get some boots, and then I don't get them on sale and stuff. Now I've racked up enough boots. In fact, I keep my old boots. So like there's an older pair right there, and there's more pairs under it in those boxes. What I do is I always keep my previous pair as a backup pair in case I need to use it for the rest of the summer, or just give me time to get some ordered in. But I also use some of my previous boots for other people riding, because I always have, in addition to the boards I have over here, I have a few boards. I have a girl board, and I have another board that I let people ride, and I'll set up whatever boot makes sense for them if they come out and wakeboard. Doesn't happen too often. It did happen this summer. So those old boots come in handy. So anyways, that's why I get new boots. Let me show you what I got. So what I typically do with a lot of my wakeboard gear is I usually get the last model year so that I save some money on it. So that's what my board the board that you just saw over there that has my current boots on it. That was the 2022 board, and I bought it this year in 2023, so I got a deal on that. These are 2023 boots, but they already have the 2024 boots available. And I got a smoking deal on these. I was about to get those exact same boots I have on my old boots I have on my board right now. I was almost gonna buy those same ones again just because of the price. And I was gonna buy them for like $280, which is a lot of money for boots, you know, I think. But they're just crazy price. The 2024s of these right now are like $600, $500 or $600, you know, which is just crazy. But I found this deal. There was a dealership, I think, in Minnesota, where the guy's eBaying some boots, and he had, I think it was like an 11 up there, and he said message him because he has other sizes, so I did that. And then I got this for $325, so, or this pair here. So it was a smoking deal. I was about to buy like three model year old boots for almost that price. And I was even looking at last year's boots, 2022 boots, and they were still like more than this, more like $330. So I think I got a smoking deal. These are the like Carbotech, because there's like carbon fiber right here. I love that it's just got a hint of blue on it. It's got a little blue there. That's pretty cool because I like blue, and I like it when it's set against like gray or black like that. It's got these here. And then it's got this Cordura fabric here, which is different than my current boots. But yeah, so those are my new boots. I really love Ronix boots. The cool thing about them, they have really good support, but they're really flexible. And you can get different variations of that, depending on what you like. Like if you get the Parks boots, they're a little lower leg piece, if you like it to be lower. Also, they're heat molded, so I'll actually heat mold these to my feet. And I've done videos on that, if you care to see that stuff. Anyways, that's one of the other things I bought. I'm gonna take these back in the house so I can heat mold them at some point. All right, so now the funnest thing that I'm most excited about, because those things I've showed you so far, the boots, the wetsuit, the vest, those are kind of things that I just have to get on a regular basis. So they're fun, but this next thing is super fun. And I'm super excited about it. So I got a new liquid force foil. Like I said, hint, here's my current foil. It came in a really cool bag, which is funny because it's like a travel bag, but I'll probably only use this bag for winter storage because I'll always have it attached to the board and set up. But let me see, roll the camera over here a little bit. So what's cool is we got, this is a little hardware pack right here. It came with all the hardware I need, which is super cool. And I think even extras, because I think this is the attach the hardware to the board, or attach to the board hardware. Came with some shims. It came with the tools you need. And this is also made for the board. These are the little sliders. And I think these are just extras. Actually, no, I don't think they're extras. These are made to attach the wings to the fuselage, I think. So pretty cool. You can shim it differently based on how you ride. So very cool. Came with the little hardware pack. So this is the mast, which is just has a nice little spot for it. So this mast is pretty much the same. I'll just pan you over here. It's pretty much the same as this guy. You know, it looks a little, the graphic on it is different, but it's pretty much the same. The big difference, which is one of the things I wanted, is this is a normal connection, just a 4-bolt connection to your board. And this one has this piece, but stays on the board all the time. It's called a quick connect, so that you can just shove it into that piece and then you just have one bolt on the back. So this is not a quick connect. I like the convenience of a quick connect on here, but it jiggles. It jiggles too much. It has like just this tiniest bit of play, but when you're 27 inches down, you can feel it a lot. So it's got this instability that I would rather not have, which I think this will eliminate. Now, I won't have the convenience of being able to take it off with one bolt anymore, because it'll always be bolted on with 4 bolts. So if I want to take the foil off the board, it's going to be 4 bolts every time. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it up and leave it for the whole year. Just leave the board connected to the foil, because I always have to take this on and off every time I get to the lake anyways. So it'll just be more convenient in that way. So yeah, anyways, that's new, just the connection. Otherwise, this is pretty much the same thing. I also have a 36-inch one of these, which is not fun to me. It's kind of hard. It's pretty hard to ride. So yeah, I'll show you. So that's the mast. I'll bring you back over here. Put the mast back in here. I love this case. It's just pretty awesome for storing your stuff. But I haven't had any problems with storing my other one. It's just like if you wanted to travel with your foil, this bag would be awesome. I mean, you could take this on a plane with you basically, and it wouldn't be a big deal. So the next thing I'll show you, see here, is the fuselage. So right here, we have the fuselage. So if you're not familiar with what fuselage means, it's if you're thinking about it like a plane, the fuselage is the part of the plane you sit in. It's the middle of the plane. Which is the same for your foil. The front wing goes on here, and then the back wing goes here, and then the mast mounts right there. And that's why the mast has that square piece on it at the bottom, because it sits right in that little spot there. Now, again, you know, differences from the current foil, not much. It's pretty much, I would say it's almost spot on the same fuselage. So, like it's even, yeah, it's got a little bit different shape to the back of it, but I guarantee that's not going to make a difference. Oh, it does look like it's a little shorter maybe. Let me get this other piece off here. Just get this out, put it on this pad. Do the same thing with this guy. Okay, so yeah, it is, well, it looks shorter, but I think realistically the wing is bigger, so it's going to make up that difference. The wing is deeper than this, so I'll show you that in a second. That, and you can see this goes over kind of the top of the wing. I don't think that's going to happen with the wing I have. We'll take a look at it. So now I'll get the wings out. Alright, so we'll start with the small wing. Okay, so what's cool about this wing is it's carbon fiber. We'll pan you back over here. So this one I think is just plastic or composite. So I think it's probably just going to be a little lighter, but it is a different shape. And the tips go up, and on this one they go down, which I think you might be able to orient it. I mean, it looks like you could put it like this if you want to, but it's meant to go like this. So a little different style there, which I think is going to be good. Now let's check out the big wing. Now the big wing is in this compartment. All this stuff is padded too, so pretty cool case. So this is carbon fiber as well. And I guess it does have a similar hump to the one over here I'll show you. So this is the Liquid Force Horizon 160. So let's compare it over here. All right, so check this out. So you probably can't tell. In fact, it'd probably be better if I did this. I don't want to scratch it, but I'm gonna do it so I can do comparison here. Okay, so now I've got that pretty centered. You can tell it goes further out on the front. It sits back further though. This will be back here. So it will sit back, so it's a little shorter fuselage, but wider on the wings by quite a bit. This is the 160, this is the Impulse 110. So I think that's centimeters. No, it's millimeters. So 110 millimeters is 160 millimeters. So 50 millimeter difference in span, but it's also probably, I don't know, I don't do meters, but it's probably 1 inch to 2 inches difference in depth as well. It also curls over more. So in the end, what I'm excited about is with my current foil, I can pretty much only ride the wave. I think if you were really, really good at pumping, really knew your stuff, and maybe you didn't have the quick connect so that it jiggled, you'd be able to pump it and get to the second wave, things like that, but super hard on this one. I think this guy is gonna allow me to start doing more things. Get back to the second wave, pump some more, won't need as much wave. So that's what I'm excited about here. I think it's gonna be lighter, it's a bigger wing. You know, the tail wing's different. You know, the fins are up on it. So I think it's gonna be a big difference. Now, the reason I went ahead and decided to buy this, I've actually been looking at this, this wing. I thought about just replacing the wing on mine, which would have been doable. I was just looking at the wing, and the wing has been about $500, $450 by itself. Just this front wing. And if you buy the whole setup, so this whole pack that I got over here, so that I could eliminate the quick connect too, and get this back wing, and just have the right setup with the right fuselage and all that. I mean, I think it would have worked with my current fuselage, but in fact, I don't know if it would have. Take that back. So just to get the right thing, the right setup, I was generally looking at around, I think it was around $1,000 to $1,200 for the Liquid Force Horizon with the mast and everything. Basically the whole pack I got over here. I found a deal for $700, which was pretty awesome. I decided to go ahead and jump on it. I waited until Black Friday just in case it might be a little bit better deal, but that was such a smoking deal that I couldn't find anything to even come close to it. I went ahead and bought it. What's crazy is I think I'm gonna be able to sell this one, my Liquid Force Impulse 110. I think I might be able to sell this for about at least half of that. If not like $400, $500. I think I'll at least get $300 to $350. But I might be able to get $400 or $500 for this, because I go and look for this one and used, it's like $1,000 or $1,100. So this one is used. I mean, it works great, but it's just got, you know, like a little bit of wear on it here and there. But it works great. It just has that disconnect thing. And I've ridden it a lot. I mean, it works. It's just like, I want to be able to progress, and I think it's limiting me there. But I've ridden it a lot. So that's what's crazy. I think basically once I sell this, I'll be in it for like $350 or less into this Horizon, which is awesome. That's one of the reasons I decided to jump on it. So anyways, I'm pretty excited. The board I'm going to use is the same board I've been using. It's a Liquid Force Pod, which I don't think is the best, but it works just fine. When it comes to foils, I think your board kind of doesn't matter as much. I think it only matters, there's certain high-end ones that like are shaped and they're really, really buoyant, and they're shaped a particular way to, when you lose the foil and you go down to the water, you can easily get out of it. But I don't really have that issue too much, so I'm not worried about that. So so you think about this, it's just the foil is typically $1,100, $1,200, and then you got to have a board on top of that. And the board I bought was like $500 or $450, and that's a cheap one. Usually they're between that and $1,000 and up. And actually, the foil I would really like to have is an Armstrong foil, and I can't remember, it's like a 1150 or the model's like an 1150 or something like that. And that one, and I can't find that one cheaper than like $1,200 to $1,500 or something like that. But usually foils are pretty expensive. So anyways, I'm pretty excited about this. Pretty excited to try it out next season. And I'm gonna get this one listed on eBay. So in case you're interested in getting a foil, this would be a really good starter foil is what I would say. And this is kind of the perfect size mast. Like I said, I have a 36-inch mast as well, and that was just crazy. You're just way up high. The 36-inch mast was probably made more for like kite foiling. But this is a good kite foiler too. So anyways, they call this the performance level. So I don't know. It's definitely good for like carving in and out of the wave. But I think I'm going to be able to do that with the Horizon and more. So that's the fun stuff I got for next season. I'm pretty excited for that season to get here, or 3.5 months. We're about 4 months out from that happening, but I thought it'd be fun to share. And if you have any thoughts on this video or ideas for future videos, please leave those in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click on that notifications bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. I'll see you next week.